to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Mississippi police took the life of a woman who was holding a Walmart worker hostage. Corlunda McGinnister, age 21, had her life taken by officers inside of a megastore Richland location after bizarrely pleading to speak with a news anchor while she held one of the petrified workers hostage. Richland police reported on social media Wednesday there was an incident at Walmart involving a weapon at around 5:45 p.m. and then hours later issued another report that there was an officer involved incident at the chain store. Footage circulating online showed a woman who appeared to be holding a weapon, making a very specific demand. Quote, "Hey, give me a news anchor down here right now. I need help. I need help. Give me a news anchor down here right now." The woman also stated that she had no intentions of hurting anybody. She resisted calls to let the worker go during the frightening episode. Quote, "I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Give me a news anchor." Footage also shows police officers repeatedly demanding that she drop her weapon as she continued the demands to have a news anchor. All right, so I've talked about videos like this before, and I hear a variety of things. People will tell me, "Oh, well, brother, I understand where you're coming from. You really shouldn't judge her because we don't know what the sister has been going through, and we don't know what her life has been like, so we should not be too harsh and judge her. We shouldn't judge her the same way as the system would judge our own. We should have sympathy and yada yada yada." Other people will basically state that, well, we never know what happened before the video, what could have specifically led up to the video. So I will hold, my opinion up until everything comes forth. But if this was one of their own, we all know the story would have been vastly different. Now, there's many more examples, but I'll just leave it at those two. Now, the main thing that I'm going to state here is the same thing that I've always stated, which is responsibility. And as long as I've been doing these videos, people have stated that it is not just my responsibility, but the responsibility of black men in the community as a whole to get young black boys, young black men, and black men in general under control so that, the violence and so on and so on can basically stop, right? So that things can start to progress in the community with a lot without a lot of unnecessary things taking place. And I'm fine with that. That's cool. No problem. And I give that exact same thing to black women. This is a black woman here. Don't know if she had a psych evaluation. Don't know if she was off her meds. Don't know if she was having a breakdown. Don't know if she was having a bad day. But all I'm stating is if black men are responsible for young black boys, young black men, and black men in general, so should black women. And the moment in time that I bring that up, this is when deflection comes up. This is when people want to state that, oh no, it is not our responsibility to yada, yada, yada. The men are supposed to protect the women, look after the women, and yada, yada, yada. No, 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 no. I'm going to repeat again. If a man is supposed to raise young men and young boys, then it is up to the women to do the exact same thing when it comes to the young girls and the women of the species, of the other half. That is the way that it is supposed to work. Everybody has responsibilities in their own expertise, right? A woman has expertise with young girls and young women. A man has expertise with young men and young boys. That's exactly how it works. And, It's sad that she ended up losing her life. Don't know specifically what was going on, but other than the responsibility that I stated, right? It was also the responsibility of the family. Now, I've listed this before, and some people have stated, "Oh, well, Seiji, we don't know what the family dynamic could have been. We don't know if she was abandoned. We don't know if she was adopted. We don't know this. We don't know that." Like I said before, I'm going with what it is that I am able to state. I'm not adding other variables directly into the story to try to make it into something else that it's not. I'm clearly looking at this woman here deciding that she wanted to hold the Walmart hostage and she wanted to have a worker there by her side. And police had to come in there and do what they had to do. Now, yes, as what I've shown you on a variety of videos, we can say, this could have been handled differently. Why did they have to do this? Why did they have to do that? We can also say that there's a variety of reasons. Could also say that as well. But what I am going to state is, where was the families? Everybody in everybody's family pretty much knows of some individuals who might not be all there, who might not be all right. They might be functioning, but they might just not be all there. We all know somebody, but are we going to, directly be there when, stuff happens? Are we going to be there to, talk them down, to try to talk some sense, directly into them? Are we going to, be there to help them manage what it is that they're going through? 9 times out of 10, we're not. And let's just be honest about it. 9 times out of 10, we're not, because we're going to say, what? Oh, that's their responsibility. That could be somebody else in the family's responsibility. I got too much to deal with. I got kids. I got that. I got a house. I got rent. We'll put all of these other things directly in front and list those before we list a valid reason as to why it is that we can't actually do something. And the realization of that is that people can't actually list a real reason why. Because no matter how much stuff people put up there, behind all of that stuff that they say that they're, inundated with and it's too much for them to handle, they'll still make time to drink. They'll still make time to party. They'll still make time to see friends. They'll still make time to go shopping or to just randomly drop somewhere 5 minutes. They'll still make time to go to a restaurant and spend money on food. They'll still make time to potentially talk to coworkers who ain't even friends, or talk to associates of associates. But when it comes to your own family, now you got all of these excuses. Now you got all of these obstacles literally stopping you from engaging with your own family that more than likely you grew up with, know of. You've talked to more than you've talked to a lot of these strangers directly out here on this planet. So, like I said before, a lot of people stated that, hey, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that's tough to say when, a village technically doesn't exist, or when a village wants to be absolved of responsibilities. So, we have a multitude of reasons why it is that the black community is in the dire predicament that is consistently in. And I've stated this over and over and over again. And I've told people that, hey, it's a community effort. Hey, black men and black women need to come together. We all got our responsibilities. We all got things that we got to do. We all got our objectives, right? We all got battles out there. But yet, black people are like, no, I don't. I'm solo dolo. I'm cut from a different cloth. I do things my own way. I'm not responsible for everybody else. And you know what? All of you guys are right. Y'all right. Y'all not responsible for everybody else. You're just responsible when everybody else hits your doorstep. And then when it's time to take responsibility and have a response, which you wouldn't necessarily have to have a response if you took the opportunity to take part in the community, you know, it's it's all too late. And I keep telling y'all this over and over again. So now we have continuous videos of things taken forth and happening to black people, and you can see it time and time and time and time and time again. But that's because black people feel that, hey, I know what's best for me, and because I know what's best for me, I don't got to worry about everybody else. Everybody else can worry about everybody else. Like I said, black people want a community, but don't want a community at the same time. How do you supposedly want a community, but you don't want people telling you what it is that you should be doing, knowing that you are not on the right path? That don't make no sense. How is it possible that the black community always talk about, oh, we suffer from lack of leaders and we ain't had leaders since this, that, and the third. But every single time somebody tries to be a leader, y'all want to down talk that person. You want to drag that person's name through the mud. You want to critique them harder than you sit up there and critique the system itself. Craziness. Craziness. Like the funniest thing is black people will literally critique somebody trying to be a black leader harder than they will critique the president of the United States. And we see how that's gone. What has the latest president of the United States done? Oh, that's right. They in a sense gave Africa a form of reparations. I mean, they admitted to slavery, they admitted to their hand in it, and then they was like, "Hey, Africa, you know what? We're sorry for our part, so let us hand you this money." This is us saying we apologize and let's form a bond and a friendship. Mm. You've seen every other community basically get something by way of the United States government admitting fault somewhere, and by giving them money, saying like let's make amends. But the funniest thing is, you also have within that quote unquote people who are black or black looking, deciding that they want to speak for the black community and against any type of form of reparations. But yet they didn't say nothing when the United States government gave it to Africa. They didn't say nothing when they gave it to the J community. They didn't say nothing when they gave it to the rainbow community. They didn't say nothing when they gave it to the Asians that were over here in camps way back in the day. They didn't say nothing when the Native Americans got theirs. But like I said, everybody got their mouth open and they want to start checking pockets the moment in time that, it looks like black people are going to receive anything. So again, in general, the black community, I don't know really what to tell y'all because, y'all know what's best realistically. Looking at how everything is going day to day, looking at how everybody is still struggling. Everybody's still working the exact same jobs. Ain't nothing really moving money wise, investment wise, housing wise. Ain't nothing moving investment wise. So um and I told you, it's gonna get better before it get worse. And we're still not even at the worst part yet. So, you know, if there are some black women out there that are willing to take up that mantle on being leaders within the black community, and more specifically for black women, so that they can lead the charge on how it is to deal with a lot of these things, dealing with the mental aspects of black women, so that things like this don't become a normalcy. That'd be great and very much appreciated, because I know and understand that a lot of people are not willing to take up that mantle and to take up that call, because a lot of people don't feel like dealing with the judgment and the scrutiny. And I completely 100% understand it. But we need somebody out here that understands what it is. And I'll tell y'all this, y'all better get somebody out here before they give you somebody. And when they give you somebody, that's going to be the main person that you can't trust, because you don't know who they align with at all. And chances are very great that they might be helping with one hand and they might have a dagger in the other. Meaning that, yeah, I'm going to help you a little bit here, but at the end of the day, I'm going to align with the people who are my handlers, and I'm going to vote against every single best interest that is out there for black women and vote for theirs.